It's Miss Cole coming on here with a quickie, you know what I'm saying? It just dawned on me something, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes when things dawn on me, I like to jump on here and kind of record it, or maybe put a little pebble of sand out on a long shore that, it could reach somebody, whether my platform's small or my platform's like minute, whatever you want to call it, or how many likes I get or whatever. It's part of who I am to get on here. So it dawned on me, okay? It dawned on me that, let me let my hair down. I got it tied up too tight, it could give me a headache. It had dawned on me a common thread. You want to hear the common thread? Okay, I'm going to give it to you. I noticed that people that have been like, now I'm speaking for myself, can I? I can. Because I'm me, okay? I noticed that people that have been like, not institutionalized, but been in a place that wasn't home. Let's put it like that. Like Miss Cool. Let me get a stool. Like Miss Cool. Now, I'm not living in the past, son. Even though I know the past, I learned how to tie my shoes. When I learned how to tie my shoes, I just want to let you know that that's the past. My brothers taught me how to tie my shoes with 2 bows. Probably because I couldn't just grasp the one bow, groove on it. Speaking 70-ish. So I did the 2 bow. And my 2 bow's badass. Okay, no matter what anybody says, I've showed it to people. I'm kind of proud of it. Why? Because always I'm against the grain. Always I'm doing some shit different. Sorry, Lord. Always I'm doing something like kind of off or out of the box, or yeah, I'm not trying to brag, but it is interesting how somebody, let me focus here, how somebody can learn one thing, and then you meet somebody that says, okay, do this, and they're like, you do it that way? Well, hell yeah, I do. Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. Or the idiot that'll say, that's weird you do that different. How is it? They're both going to work. You know what? We can critique it, dissect it. You want to critique me? My shoe will tie longer than yours. For one thing for sure, when I tie with 2 bows, okay, my bows stay better. And I got to go and I can do things two-handed. A lot of times people are ambidextrous. Why? I'm going to focus and go back to what I was talking about. I can shoot pool left-handed, okay? In fact, I shoot pool better left-handed. The reason is because my parents, if you really want to know the truth here, my doggone parents are lefties, okay? I got 2 left-handed parents, number one. Okay, it was so bad back in the day. My mom, when she was in nursing school, she had told me that they wanted her to be right-handed and to try to learn to do things right-handed because it's more accepted. Now, mind you, I was born in 1956, so this was, probably in the 40s and that. But, things are changing for the good, but are they? Could things be changing that sometimes good was past? Sometimes, like you'll recall, like a candy bar. Have you ever noticed Big Mac makes their Big Mac smaller now? I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Did I get big and the Big Mac shrunk, or the Big Mac got big and I shrunk? Whatever. I know damn well that thing's smaller. Because it used to be hefty, man. But anyway, back to what I was saying about, people that have been in places that weren't really ideal, that weren't home, that were like places you had to stay and go because you didn't have nowhere else to go, like an institution. Miss Cool been there. I think there's a common thread in people that are appreciative than the person in front of you in line. They had parents that babied them, gave them piano lessons. They had a canopy bed. They had a built-in swimming pool. Okay? They had all the things that maybe we didn't. But guess what? We beat their asses in the race. Why? Why? Probably I know why. Because my son, when he went to a wilderness thing out in the middle of nowhere, sometimes they blindfold them children. He went far, far, far. And you know what? With some kids that wasn't doing real good and this and that and the other, and they wanted to train him for some skills, which was beautiful. But he told me, Mom, the rich kids that had to go got different shoes than us. I said, excuse me? What the hell did you just say, son? He goes, Mom, when we went to that wilderness camp, the rich kids got Nikes and we got off-brand. But we still beat their asses and hiking and racing and climbing and doing everything. So be careful what you're saying. Don't power up on somebody until you walked in their shoes, until you've been where they've been. Be humble about it, because it will show. I know I'm grateful for what I have, but I'm also a baby mama, and I got a badge of honor. Okay, I got a badge of honor because I had a baby young. Didn't get to experience motherhood like a lot of people, And that's personal, but not because I was so young that, that sometimes a child can't pass. Okay? Because you look, man, at the size of a woman, you think a big girl could just lay down and have a baby, right? Sometimes little Oriental girls are real small or big inside too. That's, an adult talk. If you don't like it, you can jump off. But we get real when we're with Miss Cool. I'm going to get real with you because I don't have any time to play games with you no more. If I told my kids when they was little, they'd walk outside. You know what I did? I made them stand on the street and I say, look, 1, 2, 3, run. You know how many times I did that? To the point where I thought if my kid gets hit by a car, damn it, it's his fault. How many times did I tell you? I told you so many times that I could lay my head on my bed at night and think, oh, Lord, I'm going to get some good rest because my kids are not going to run out in front of a car. Why? I said, look that way one more time, whoop, run. I sure did. Now, my children aren't perfect, but guess what? When a child's small, you got to teach them. Brush your teeth. Teach them the basics, will you guys? Because they're going to grow up and they're not going to feel comfortable unless they're with, like, say, for example, a kid grows up in a house that's nasty, dirty, fridge is filthy, nothing's done, clothes ain't folded, laundry, when it's hot, you want to fold it, make them some food, have plenty of water, pray. No matter how much sin we have, we always can keep coming to the Father. I'm not saying we got a Father so we can't sin, but He'll convict you. Your conscience will. Whatever type of thing you got inside of you, all right? You can claim what it is. I'm going to claim it. It could be different things. But all I know is there's a shadow that's following me that isn't dark. There's a light one that loves me, embraces me, watches over me. And when I know it, it's so comforting to know I'm loved, no matter what. So here's my thing today. If you've been like in a place, I don't want to say institution, but Miss Cool was in a few places because my mom, she'd go away, different times. And my brother was in Vietnam. I didn't have nowhere to go. I come on here being transparent because I want to. And it's not for a victim mentality. But I did have to be a victim to become a survivor. And I did have to become a survivor to become a thriver. Because my life hasn't been like, per se, ordinary. So here's my deal. Let me share an experience. One time I was on a freeway with this social worker. I had nowhere to go. Back in the day, they still do. They have these brown paper bags, and they last a while if you keep rolling them on the top. They get kind of soft and they get kind of comforting, a bag, if that's all you have with your clothes in it. Long story short, I was sitting on the freeway in LA with her, and she was looking for a foster home for me to go to that night. And I'll never forget that feeling, being homeless as a child, having a social worker try to find a place for me to go, rolling that paper bag up and down with a few little pairs of pants or panties, underwear, something that's mine. And I looked at her while she was driving. She was a real pretty social worker. And I said, can I go home with you? That's the past. But right now I'm sharing it. You know why? Because I'm a survivor. I've been homeless at a young age. I went to places where if you meet other people, they have that thread. Some want to hide it. Some want to say, I'm not that anymore. And I'm glad, do it. But at the same time, some people that experienced that couldn't handle it. So they chose drugs to bury their identity or their walk or their journey or actually their scars. Because mine been filled up with lots of sugar. My scars are so filled up with sugar, I'm just like sweet. So it's Miss Cool saying and sharing something with you today. Though you had hard times, though you lived in another time, be able to say, hey, I'm above that, flying high like an eagle, not on the ground like a doggone chicken that can't fly. I left my coop. And sometimes when I get in that coop, and sometimes when I recoil, I don't know, I'm not a snake, so I don't want to use that word. When I regress back to a victim or want to feel something, because we all kind of have emotions, I'm glad I got a son that reminds me, hey, mama, you don't live in the past, do you? And I sure don't. My son, Jovan, he's somebody in my life. My son, Christopher, been through a lot. He's on the top. And Jamie, you kind of got a little bit of a weak bone, but you're strong too. So I love you. And you know what? Sometimes older people could be wrong. What you want to do is just kind of listen to them. And then when they walk away, say, well, I did hear some good things, but you know what? I think she was kind of off on some stuff. But basically, there was some groundwork being laid, and well, you could stand on it. It's Miss Cool saying, I love you today. And for some of my Facebook friends that follow me, I had one gal reach out to me and actually say, you know, is that a godly man? And different things, you know, the pictures I took of this fella I met. Oh, by the way, he had a shirt on where I met him, and it came off real quick at my place. You want to know why? Because he was from an island and stuff. He had shorts on, but he did rip his clothes off and shoes and come to visit me. So I took a few pictures. Think what you want to think. And I can't explain myself because I want to. Because guess what? Don't judge a book by its cover. You know? You just never know. And people have integrity. And I got transparency. You can't see everything, though. You know, some people, even when they get older, are ashamed to kind of pee in front of somebody and stuff. But Miss Cool will jump out of a car real quick and go in the hills. I don't need a bathroom, you know, when nature calls. I taught my boys that too. I'm like, you see a tree, go to the bathroom with you. Don't be trying to grab yourself, make yourself uncomfortable. It's okay. Don't put shame on a child or adult. Hey, that's why there's erasers on pencils. Later, it's Miss Cool doing a shout out. I don't care what people think. I can ramble. Because the kind of job I had, I really couldn't lollygag around. You walk up to a table with a woman and a man sitting there and they're hungry. You might want to get their order as quick as you can so that cook can start whooping it up. Are you just going to stand there and sit around and go, you hungry? I can see you're thirsty. You know, if somebody takes too long, I'll order for them, and they usually like it when I do. So anyway, sometimes where we've been is a higher pace than your place. I'm rather on a higher pace. You can call it a chemical imbalance, yay. Oh, speaking of yay, why don't you talk about Kanye? Usually people say to him, they go, you're a billionaire. And he goes, multi. Don't judge everybody, all right? Try to look for the good today. It's Miss Cool saying, later.